Okay, I'm going to ask you to look at this and write in the comment section below what was the first thing that came to your mind when you saw this. Because when I first saw the official pictures of this car from this angle, I was thinking Mazda CX-5. But what do you see? Comment below. This video is brought to you by EvoClub Car Wash. Our motto is service and solutions. You can bring your car to us for deep cleaning, shining, full-on restoration, or just a regular wash. Whatever it is you need help sorting out on your car, we are more than happy to assist. To get in touch with us, drop us a line on Facebook, Instagram, or WhatsApp us on the number on your screen now. Okay, so today I am at the Malaysian Auto Show 2023. That's Tanah right there, and we are here to check out the all-new third generation BMW X1. The second gen X1, the F48 that we have been familiar with for the past 7 years, is now officially discontinued. And we have here, this is the third generation model. I can't remember the model code, but at this moment this version here is available CBU, and the only variant that BMW is selling right now is this, the iX1. It is all electric and is priced at 285,000 ringgit. So this competes directly against the likes of the Mercedes EQA as well as the Volvo XC40 electric. If you are wondering whether BMW is selling the regular petrol model, there's no indication either way. I'm going to guess they will, because demand for regular petrol models in this segment remains very strong. But I believe what BMW wants to do is that they want to start off with a bang. They want to start off with a strong footing, and they are bringing the electric model here first to make a statement. Now, a few days ago, I spent some time in the E84 X1. That was the first generation X1. Today, we are looking at the third generation model, codenamed U11. And the X1 really has come a long way since then. Now, granted, it is no longer a quirky, unique product like the first X1, but there is no questioning that also the newer versions of the X1 have progressively become more accomplished products and more upmarket feeling products. We're going to have a look at the interior later on, but let's start the walk around from the back. Now, this one gives you 1 series vibes from the back. In fact, BMW has put in the effort to reduce the visual height of the rear end to therefore give the back of the X1 a bit more of a hatchback vibe compared to that of a full-on bulky SUV. Now, as the badging here indicates, this is the X-Drive 30 variant. And what you get here is a dual motor electric setup. One motor driving the front axle, one motor driving the rear axle, producing a combined 313 horsepower, 494 Newton meters of torque, and you get all-wheel drive. Now, the WLTP cruising range, projected cruising range of this X1 is 440 kilometers. And if you have access to a 100 kilowatt DC charger, you can fast charge this thing from 10 to 80% charge in just half an hour. So right now we have a look at the front end. Once again, compared to the E84 that I spent a lot of time with earlier, this new U11 X1 looks a bit more conservative, I would say. It looks more plain, more straight. It fits in rather with what you expect of a premium compact SUV. Okay, it's not a design that polarizes opinion. It is a pleasant, handsome looking car, nicely proportioned. But of course, once again, compared to the E84, the E84 is wagon-like in its proportions, whereas this one is a conventional 3-box SUV that's designed with a transverse mounted petrol engine in mind. Although here we have, this is an electric model with batteries mounted under the floor, but the basic X1 architecture is of course designed with a transverse engine configuration in mind. Now, the xDrive 30 iX1 that you see here comes standard in M Sport trim. So what you get is these claddings here are body painted. If you're looking at the non-M Sport versions available in overseas market, you see that the wheel arches and lower edges of the sides would have been black, but this is painted in body color. But when you come to the back here, you get this very aggressive diffuser treatment that, as I said earlier, it reduces the visual height of the rear to give the iX1 a more sporty appearance. Now we come closer to the lights, and I just want to show you the detail here. This is some pretty neat detail that immediately gives this new X1 a more upmarket look and feel compared to its predecessors. See, also you look at it here from the side, notice that how the roof now slopes down a bit more aggressively, and it's very cleverly done, because you see right here where the passenger is, it's still quite high up, but right over here where the cargo area is, they bring down the roof line more aggressively. They try to make it not look like too much of an X3. It does not look too bulky at the back. It has a more compact, more sporty kind of appearance. Another nice design touch here are the flush door handles. It is still the lift type door handles, but it's flush, and you can see you have keyless entry here. Nice simple 5-spoke alloy wheels. You've got M badges here as well, and you've got this little aerodynamic fins here to, I believe, for the purpose of reducing wind noise. And you can see there's camera here, so you've got 360-degree camera here in the iX1. Front mounted camera is here, and nice detail here on the front kidney grille. Of course, this is all covered, and there's this part here. I believe this is the radar module for the ADAS systems. The headlights at one glance has a very simple design, and I like this design compared to what BMW has done recently with the G20 pre-facelift. This one is a very nice, simple, no-nonsense kind of look, where it still honors the familiar BMW angel eye look, but now it's just simplified to a little C. Now this headlight, BMW LED, is adaptive LEDs, and I believe this is not the highest grade headlight available selection, but what I like, the way BMW has dressed this up, is that it no longer looks like it is the cheapest headlight in the range. Previously, in recent years, there were sometimes that when BMW Malaysia did not spec the highest grade headlights available from the international catalog, you look at it, you know it. But this one, you can see that there's still some very nice details here. I particularly like how all the brushed metal finish details in there that make it look nice and expensive. So from the outside, the new X1, or the new iX1 rather, strikes a very positive impression, because it's a nice, simple, handsome shape, and they have these little details in here, the additional enhancement details in here, that for once make the X1 no longer look like the bargain basement variant of the BMW range. Okay, so you can see you even have powered tailgates. I can't remember when was the last time I saw powered tailgate in the X1. Well, the boot space is pretty decent. Bear in mind that this is an EV. So under here, there's also this hidden compartment as well. 12-volt socket there, another pocket of space in there, hooks to hang your things, and another hidden compartment in here hooks as well. So with this architecture, BMW designed this architecture simultaneously for the purpose of combustion engine as well as electric power. So the battery is mounted under the floor, and that means that it does not impede in passenger space. Now we will check out the rear seats. The door card, wow, okay, if you compare this with previous Gen X1s, right, a door card this quality is unheard of. Okay, there's this nice little arch design for the door handle, feels reasonably solid, and look at the intricate detail on the Harman Kardon speakers. Very, very nice. Okay, now granted, this is hard plastic. Now at a glance, these seats look like, I will sit on them later, but they look like they have decent lean angle. So you have the ISOFIX mounts here. Let's check out the armrest, molded cup holders in here. You've got rear air-con vents with 2 USB-C ports and a little tray here. I wish they'd rubberized this, so this is one sign of cost cutting, but a very small and forgivable one, right? And you can see here, you pull this latch to drop the front seats. And so in terms of the folding seat, so you pull this as well. It's a nice one-touch action, and it drops down. So not perfectly flat. There's a gradient change right here, but it's seamless. There are no big gaps here for things to drop. Neither is there sort of like a pivot point. So it's like a nice transition up here as you expand the cargo hold. Now I'm 170 centimeters tall, and you need to raise this headrest. So I have got a fist of headroom above me, and lean angle here is fantastic. I can of course use the strap below to adjust my lean, so I can sit more upright if I want, or I can fully lean back, which is almost like a lounging position. Now let me just come deeper in to show you something else. Remember I mentioned earlier that the batteries are mounted below the floor. So there is one aspect of compromise here, is that because the floor is raised, as a result, the thigh support is compromised, because what it means that your feet are now being pushed slightly higher up, and as a result, the angle of your thighs are now raised. You will not be able to enjoy the full thigh support that these seats have to offer without stretching your legs further forward. There is a nice big gap where you can slide your feet underneath. Okay, so here also seat pockets, nice simple at the back. Let's check it out at the front. So wow, this is decent. You got one lock and unlock button here. Passenger side don't have. Ooh. But that's the only complaint. Otherwise, this is one of the nicest door cards I've seen in a BMW. I kid you not. Door opener is new, and this cabin also is, wow, this is definitely by a long mile the nicest cabin ever seen in a BMW X1. Past iterations of the X1, my god, they look like, they feel like, they really remind you that you have bought at the bottom of the rung. But here, wow, they have put in the effort and they make this look and feel upmarket. Now it looks like you are buying an X1, and we are very honored to have Uncle YS here on
Conway Lun already working so hard.
Have to
on the BMW
X1.
X1, iX1.
iX1, yes.
Yeah.
Hey, this is, this car looks decent. Yeah. It doesn't look cheap. It doesn't feel cheap.
X1 you always think of X1 as the base model of the BMW.
Yeah,
you're right.
Hey, it does not feel cheap like previous
really
X1s.
So are you gonna buy one?
I will consider lah.
Okay.
This is the first time I think I can consider buying a new X1.
Congratulations. Okay, so that's Con Wai Lun, my
Thank you, YS.
old friend. Do
Very
subscribe
good
to
friend,
his channel.
good friend, good
My
friend.
Good friend, not
Yeah.
so old.
You are also my good friend.
But it's been more than 10 years that
Yeah.
we've known each
Yes,
other.
yes,
and
yes.
we keep on bumping into each other during shows like this and during events.
Yeah, thank you,
Okay.
Y. See you.
Bye.
Alright, that's a nice chat with Uncle Wise. Coming back to the interior of the X1, wow, I have to say, this is fantastic quality. Fantastic quality. Look at the nice stitching here, and look at this. Look at this little detail here, even on this aircon vent. Beautiful, beautiful quality. So here, the screen, the latest generation, of course, BMW iDrive. Nice, crisp graphics. And here, so what you see here, this curved display is an amalgamation of two screens. You have the instrument cluster here. This is a 10.25-inch screen and a 10.7-inch screen here to control the iDrive system. Now down here, there's no other controls. So climate control also as well is built into the screen. There are no buttons here. There's this little slot here, very clever. This is a wireless charger, and it's put here at an angle where normally you would see your phone. You use your Waze or whatever, you can still see your phone. And there's this clip here for you to kapit the phone back in place. Very clever. And cup holder, rubberized, 12-volt socket here, two USB-C ports, and this floating armrest, cantilever design. So this is not an openable lid, but here is the control panel where you have the engine, the start-stop button, the gear selector, as well as the volume control knob, shortcut buttons. So what you have here, these My modes, there are 6 modes. It's basically the mood of the iDrive system. Whereas here, this button, you can access things like charging, drivetrain, driver assistance. And underneath here, this whole space is fully utilizable as storage. It's rubberized, so you can put things here and you don't have to worry about them sliding about. So this concludes my walk around tour of the all-new BMW iX1. And I have to say, even though we have not had a chance to drive this car, this is the first time I have come out properly impressed with an X1. We do not know whether this car drives well or not. I have confidence that it will drive at least reasonably well. But what really impressed me is the build quality inside, because for the first time you can see BMW built an X1 not to feel like a cost down, but rather a proper upmarket feeling product. And I think that makes this X1 now a really viable challenger, because before this, the only premium compact entry-level SUV that does not feel like an entry-level is the Volvo XC40. But now with this X1, I'm glad to share with you, BMW has put in the effort. We will need to test drive it to see how well it stacks up against the XC40. But first impressions here is that we can see they have put in the effort, and this thing looks good, and I believe it will sell well. So the iX1 retails for 285,000 ringgit. As I record this on the 3rd of May, this car will be on display in BMW showrooms nationwide from next week onwards. You guys can go and check it out, give it a test drive, and share with me your thoughts in the comment section. How does this compare against the likes of the Mercedes EQA and the Volvo XC40? I reckon it should be a very, very good fight. Do subscribe to my channel as well if you have not already done so. Your support helps keep me going so that I can continue to produce more content on a regular basis. Do check out also the YouTube channels of my other Horizon team members as well. And remember, every Monday, Bobby, Tana, Thomas and myself, we are live on Facebook and YouTube to answer your car buying questions. And lastly, if you need detailing or deep cleaning on your cars, do hit us up at EvoClub Car Wash. Contact details are flashing on your screen right now. So contact us and you can find out what are our latest offers and packages that suits your needs. Okay, so that's it from me today, and until my next video, take care, stay safe, I'll see you soon.